desperate call. The distress signal cut through the silence of deep space like a scream in the dark. Commander Velron stood frozen in the communications room of the Zytherian command station. His blue skin had turned pale. His hands shook as he replayed the message for the third time. "Sir, the Aurelian Fleet, they're not stopping," his officer whispered. "They destroyed Colony 7, 2 million dead." Velron closed his eyes. The Aurelians were monsters. Everyone in the galaxy knew this. They didn't negotiate. They didn't take prisoners. They simply conquered and killed. The Zytherians were peaceful people. They built schools, not weapons. They studied stars, not war. For 300 years they lived in peace. But peace meant nothing to the Aurelian Empire. "How long until they reach our home world?" Velron asked. 3 days, sir. Maybe less. 3 days. Velron looked at the holographic map floating before him. Red dots marked Aurelian warships. There were so many, too many. His own fleet looked like children's toys compared to that massive force. "Send the distress calls," Velron said quietly. "Send them to everyone. Everyone, sir. Every civilization we know. The Thorians, the Zephyr Union, the Council of Nine, all of them. Tell them we need help. Tell them the Aurelians will not stop with us." His officer nodded and began transmitting. Velron waited. 1 hour passed. No response. 2 hours. Still nothing. Then the replies started coming in. The first one was from the Thorian Empire. "We cannot help. The Aurelians are too strong. We are sorry." The second from the Zephyr Union. "Our thoughts are with you, but we cannot risk our people." Then the Council of Nine. "Unfortunate situation. We must remain neutral." One by one, 53 civilizations said no. Velron felt his hope dying. His people were alone. His wife was on the home world. His 2 children, his elderly father, all of them would die in 3 days. "Sir," his communications officer called out. "There's one more option." "Who?" "The humans. Planet Earth. They're in the database, but we've never contacted them before." Humans. Velron had heard rumors, stories from traders. Earth was far away, on the edge of explored space. They were young, primitive compared to most species. They had only discovered faster than light travel 200 years ago. Why would they help us? Velron asked. If the Thorians won't fight, why would a primitive species risk themselves? His officer looked desperate. "Sir, we have no one else." Velron stared at the communications panel. 3 days. He thought of his daughter's smile, his son's laughter. He couldn't let them die without trying everything. "Send the message," he said. "Tell them what's happening. Tell them we're begging for help." The message was simple. To Earth, "We are the Zytherians. We are peaceful people. The Aurelian Empire is attacking us. They will destroy our home world in 3 days. 4 billion lives will be lost. Every species has refused to help. You are our last hope. Please, if you have any mercy, help us. We are dying." The message launched into space, traveling faster than light toward a small blue planet most species ignored. Velron didn't sleep that night, or the next day. Time was running out. Aurelian scouts were already entering Zytherian space. His defense ships tried to fight. They were destroyed in minutes, not hours, minutes. 2 days left, sir, his officer reported. Everyone in the command center looked defeated. Some were crying. Velron sat in his chair and waited for death. Then, 24 hours after sending the message to Earth, something happened. "Sir, we're receiving a response." Velron's heart jumped. "From Earth?" "Yes, sir. It's short." The officer played the message. A human voice spoke in clear, calm tones. Message received. "We're sorry this happened to you. Hold your position. Protect your people as long as you can. We're coming. Help is on the way." The room went silent. "That's it?" someone asked. "They're coming?" "How many ships?" No one knew. Velron felt something strange. Was it hope? Or was it foolish to believe that one primitive species would make any difference? "How long until the humans arrive?" he asked. "Unknown, sir." They didn't say. "And the Aurelians?" 48 hours until they reach the home world. Velron looked at the empty space on his scanner. Somewhere out there, humans were coming. But would they arrive in time? Would they bring enough ships? Or would they come just to watch the Zytherians die? He didn't know. All he could do was wait, and hope that humanity's promise meant something real. The clock was ticking. Humanity's response previously. The Zytherians sent a desperate call for help. 53 species said no. Only Earth answered. But time is running out. 36 hours left. Commander Velron stood at the observation window, watching his home world spin slowly in the darkness. Somewhere down there, his family was preparing to die. The cities were being evacuated, but where could 4 billion people go? Nowhere. There was nowhere safe. "Sir, the Krelian main fleet just entered our system," his officer reported. "They'll be in firing range in 12 hours. Velron nodded slowly. 12 hours. And still no sign of the humans. "Maybe they're not coming," someone whispered behind him. "They said they were coming," Velron replied, but his voice sounded hollow even to himself. What if it was a lie? What if humans were like everyone else, too afraid to stand against the Krelians? He couldn't blame them. The Krelian Empire had never lost a war. Never, sir. Contact. Something just dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the system. Velron spun around. "Is it them?" "Scanning now. Yes. It's a human vessel." Designation UHSF Vanguard. Hope flickered in Velron's chest. "Just one ship." His officer's face fell. "Yes, sir." "Just one." The room went quiet. "One ship." Against 300 Krelian warships, Velron felt his hope die completely. The humans sent one ship. One single ship to fight an empire. It was insulting. Or maybe it was a scout. Maybe they came just to see if the situation was really that bad. "Open a channel," Velron said tiredly. A human face appeared on the screen. A woman with short dark hair and calm eyes. She wore a military uniform. "Commander Velron?" she asked. "Yes, I am Velron. Thank you for coming, but..." He paused, trying to find polite words. "One ship cannot help us. The Krelians have hundreds." The human woman smiled. Actually smiled. "Commander, I'm Captain Sarah Chen of the Vanguard. We're not here to fight alone." "Then, where are your other ships?" "Right behind me. Give them 30 seconds. Velron frowned. 30 seconds. What did that mean? Then his sensor officer screamed. "Contacts. Multiple contacts. I'm reading. This can't be right." "What is it?" Velron rushed to the console. The screen was filled with red dots. Hundreds of them. No, not hundreds. More. They kept appearing, dropping out of hyperspace one after another like stars being born. 500. 600. 700 ships. The officer shouted. "They're still coming!" Velron couldn't breathe. The entire view screen lit up with human vessels appearing from nowhere. Massive warships, sleek destroyers, carrier groups, and between them dozens of other ships. Medical vessels with red crosses painted on their hulls, supply ships, repair stations, even civilian transports. "What is this?" Velron whispered. Captain Chen's voice came through the speaker, still calm. "You asked for help, Commander. We don't do things halfway. When someone needs us, we bring everyone. Everyone. This is Battle Fleet 7, Medical Corps 3, and the 1st Volunteer Defense Force. Total strength, 942 vessels. We also brought food, medical supplies, and temporary housing units for your civilians." Velron's legs gave out. He collapsed into his chair. Around him his crew was cheering, crying, hugging each other. But why?" Velron asked, tears running down his blue face. "You don't know us. We're strangers. Why would you risk so much?" Captain Chen's expression became serious. "Commander, we read your message. You said you're peaceful people being attacked by bullies. On Earth we have a saying, evil wins when good people do nothing. We're not going to do nothing." Another human voice came through the channel. Deeper, older. "Commander Velron, this is Admiral Marcus Webb, commanding officer of this operation. Our fleet is moving into defensive positions around your home world. We're going to buy your people time to evacuate to the outer colonies. Admiral, the Krelians, they're very strong. They've never been defeated." "Then I guess there's a first time for everything," Admiral Webb replied. "We've studied the Krelian battle records during our journey here. They're predictable. They rely on overwhelming force and intimidation. That works on species who fight to survive. And humans? We don't fight to survive, Commander. We fight to win. There's a difference." Velron watched as the human fleet moved into formation. They positioned themselves between the Krelian armada and the Zetherian homeworld. It was beautiful and terrible at the same time. "Admiral, I must tell you something," Velron said quietly. "The Krelian commander is General Thrax. He's destroyed 40 star systems. He shows no mercy. If you do this, if you fight them, they will try to destroy Earth too. There was a pause. Then Admiral Webb laughed. Actually laughed. Let them try, Commander. Let them come to Earth. They'll learn what happens when you pick a fight with humanity. Suddenly, a new voice cut through all channels. Cold, cruel, speaking in the harsh Krellian language that was automatically translated. Human vessels. This is General Thrax of the Krellian Empire. You are interfering in our conquest. Withdraw immediately or be destroyed. You have 1 hour to leave this system. Admiral Webb responded immediately. General Thrax, this is Admiral Marcus Webb of the United Human Space Forces. We're not going anywhere. These people asked for help. We're here to give it. If you want to harm them, you'll have to go through us first. Foolish. You will die here, humans. All of you. Maybe, Webb said calmly. But we'll die protecting innocent people. What will you die for, General? A dictator's greed? The channel went dead. Velron looked at Captain Chen's face on his screen. Captain, thank you. Whatever happens now, thank you for coming. Don't thank us yet, Commander. The real fight is about to start. On the scanner, the Aurelian Fleet was changing formation, moving into attack position. 300 warships against 900 human vessels. But Velron noticed something strange. The Aurelian ships were hesitating. They'd never hesitated before. They're scared, his officer whispered. Look at their movement patterns. They're uncertain. Velron realized his officer was right. The Aurelians had never faced an enemy who rushed toward danger instead of running away. They'd never met humans before. Admiral Webb's voice came through one final time before the battle began. All ships, battle stations. Remember why we're here. Remember who we're protecting. Today we show the galaxy what humanity stands for. Today we make a stand. The human fleet moved forward as one. The Aurelians opened fire, and the battle for the Zetherian homeworld began. The battle begins previously. 900 human ships arrived to save the Zetherians. General Thrax and his Aurelian fleet prepared to attack. Now, the battle begins. The first Aurelian missile struck a human destroyer called the Ranger. Commander Velron watched in horror as the explosion tore through the ship's hull. Fire bloomed in the darkness of space. Metal twisted and shattered. No, he whispered. But then something happened that shocked him. The Ranger didn't retreat. It didn't explode completely. Instead, emergency bulkheads sealed the damaged sections. The ship kept moving forward, firing its weapons even as flames poured from its side. They're still fighting, Velron's officer said in disbelief. That hit should have destroyed them. Captain Chen's voice came through the channel. Commander, stay calm. Human ships are built tough. We designed them to take damage and keep fighting. This is going to get loud. Loud was an understatement. The Aurelian fleet fired everything, missiles, energy beams, plasma cannons. The space between the two fleets lit up like a storm of fire and lightning. The human ships fired back. Velron had seen many battles in his career. He'd watched recordings of the Aurelians destroying entire fleets. They always fought the same way, overwhelming firepower in massive coordinated strikes. Every species they fought tried to match them, shot for shot, but humans didn't fight that way. What are they doing? Velron's tactical officer asked, confused. Their formation? It makes no sense. The human ships weren't staying in perfect lines like the Aurelians. Instead, they moved like a swarm of angry insects. Unpredictable, chaotic. Some ships dove under the Aurelian formation. Others looped around from the sides. A group of small human fighters flew directly through the Aurelian lines, dodging fire, striking weak points, then disappearing before the enemy could respond. They're everywhere, the officer muttered. How do they coordinate like this? Admiral Webb's voice boomed across the command channel. Wolfpack formation. Group 3, hit their left flank. Group 7, target those carriers. Medical ships, stay back and be ready for casualties. The Aurelians tried to adjust. General Thrax's voice roared commands in his harsh language. His ships began to turn, trying to face the human attacks from multiple directions. But then, the humans changed tactics again. Boarding parties away. Someone shouted on the human channel. Velron's eyes widened. Boarding parties? In the middle of a battle, small human assault ships launched from the larger vessels. They were fast, heavily armored, and heading straight for damaged Aurelian warships. They attached to the hulls like parasites and began cutting through. They're insane, Velron whispered. "Who boards enemy ships during active combat?" Captain Chen heard him. "We do, Commander. The Krellians don't expect it. They think everyone fights at a distance. But humans, we get personal." Reports started coming in from the Krellian fleet. Velron's systems could intercept their communications. Intruders on Deck 7. "They're inside the ship." "How are they inside the ship?" "Send security teams." "Send everyone." The human boarding parties were causing chaos. Krellian crews were abandoning their weapon stations to fight the humans who appeared inside their own vessels. Ships stopped firing. Formation broke apart, and the human fleet pressed the advantage. General Thrax's flagship, a massive dreadnought called Death's Hand, fired its main cannon. The beam was huge, powerful enough to cut a planet in half. It struck a human battleship called the Defiant. The Defiant took the full force of the blast. Half the ship vaporized instantly. "No!" Velron shouted, but the other half of the Defiant kept going. The remaining crew redirected all power to engines and weapons. The broken ship accelerated directly toward the Death's Hand, firing everything it had. "What are they doing?" Velron's officer screamed. "They're going to crash." At the last second, the Defiant released all its remaining missiles, over 200 warheads, directly into the Death's Hand at point-blank range. Then the Defiant veered away, its engines failing, drifting into empty space. The missiles hit. Death's Hand rocked violently. Its shields collapsed. Explosions rippled across its hull. The massive dreadnought went dark, systems failing. Admiral Webb's voice was cold with anger. "Medical ships rescue the crew of the Defiant immediately. All attack groups, the enemy flagship is wounded. Press forward." But Velron noticed something else happening, something that made his blood freeze. While the main battle raged, a group of 50 human ships broke away from the fight. They weren't attacking. They were moving toward the Zetharian homeworld. "What are they doing?" he asked. Captain Chen appeared on his screen again. "Commander, we're beginning evacuation operations. We brought transport ships. We're taking your civilians to safety. During the battle, you're dividing your forces. Protecting innocent people is the mission, Commander. The battle is just what we have to do to complete the mission." Velron watched in amazement as human transport ships descended toward his planet. They landed in cities, opened their cargo bays, and began loading Zetharian families. Children, elderly, the sick and wounded. The human crews worked fast, organized like they'd practiced this 1,000 times. "We can fit 10,000 per ship," Captain Chen explained. "We'll take them to your outer colonies where they'll be safe. Then we'll come back for more. But this will take hours. The battle will continue until every civilian is safe. That's the deal, Commander." On the battlefield, the Krellians were starting to panic. Velron could hear it in their communications. "They don't stop. We've destroyed 30 of their ships, but they keep coming. Where are their retreat signals?" "Why don't they retreat?" General Thrax's voice cut through the chaos. "All ships, reform the line. Reform the line. We outnumber them. We are the Krellian Empire. We do not lose." But his ships were scattered, confused, afraid. Humans didn't fight like anything the Krellians had ever faced. When a human ship was damaged, it got more dangerous, not less. When humans were outnumbered, they attacked harder. When they should have retreated, they advanced, and they never, ever stopped. A Krellian cruiser tried to flee. It turned away from the battle, engines burning hot, trying to escape. 3 human fighters chased it down. They were tiny compared to the cruiser, but they were fast and determined. They fired at the engines until the cruiser went dead in space. Then they didn't destroy it. They disabled it and moved on to the next target. "They're not trying to kill everyone," Velron's tactical officer observed. "They're trying to stop the attack." It was true. Humans destroyed the ships that wouldn't surrender, but they disabled the ones that tried to flee. They were warriors, but not murderers. The Krellians were murderers, and now they were learning the difference. Hours passed. The battle raged on. Velron's sensors showed human ships damaged, burning, some completely destroyed. He saw the names of the dead vessels scroll across his screen. Ranger, Liberty, Courage, Hope. Each ship had hundreds of crew members, humans who came to help people they'd never met. "Sir," his communications officer said quietly, "the last transport ship just left the surface. All civilians are evacuated. 4 billion people are safe." Velron felt tears on his face again. Then his sensor screen lit up with a new alarm. "Sir, Krellian flagship is powering up something big. Energy readings are..." "Oh no, what is it?" "It's a planet-killer weapon. They're targeting the homeworld." Velron's heart stopped. The planet was empty now, but it was still his home. His birthplace. Thousands of years of history and culture. How long until it fires? 90 seconds. Admiral Webb's voice exploded across all channels. "All ships. The enemy is preparing a planet killer. We need to stop that weapon now."